we're in the heart and prime of Ikebukuro, and we're going to go Pokemon and One Piece card shopping all around Ikebukuro, which is my favorite place to personally look for Pokemon cards and One Piece inside Tokyo. Akihabara seems a little bit overpriced, a little bit too crowded, whereas Ikebukuro, so many better restaurants, so many better streets, so many better cafes, and I'm going to show you the best spots. Let's check it out. Found a really cool Pokemon store here with a lot of different old school cards. I found this McDonald's promo Sandshrew. I've also got another one behind the counter as well, which I'm picking up, but some really cool older school cards here, which is what I'm specifically looking for when I walk into stores like this. But I mean, really fair prices. This is a really cool Electrode for 80 cents, which I think is very fair. And then you've got all the higher, bigger boys there, as well as the old school holos and everything else. But yeah, there's still so many cards that I'm looking for that either I've never seen before, that I spontaneously buy, but they've also got the Valentine's Day Almanite as well, which is a very rare one and a very cute one. This Entei is really cool. Entei EX. I'm really tempted by a lot of the promo cards, because promo cards in Japan, easy to get here, hard to get back in Australia or America or anywhere else. So whilst I'm here in the home of the promos, it would be a lot cheaper and easier to get them here. So still just giving it a gaze, but this is a great store, Ikebukuro. So we found a whole bunch of cards for 50 yen, but we also picked this up from the showcase cabinet. Both McDonald's promos, and I think both for essentially $15 is really nice. So very happy with it. So here we are inside Card Secret, arguably my favorite Pokemon store in Tokyo. This is located specifically in Ikebukuro, and they've got so many amazing cards. That Alakazam is one of my new favorites, and I just found out about it now. McDonald's promo Rockon, Shiny Suicune, whole bunch of the old school like sort of e-reader cards, as well as some of the vending machines. This is a really nice one that I want. I mean, it literally just comes down to money for me in terms of what I would buy. I mean, a lot of the vending machine series cards here. A whole lot of e-readers on the right hand side here, which are really nice. And then for the most part, they've got it organized in old back, 1996, 2001 e-readers. A lot of McDonald's promos down here, which are really cool. And then just around the corner from the main front they have here, they have the wow factor, which you come around the corner and they've got a whole bunch of PSA 10s of really nice and beautiful cards. And then beside that, you've got some insane looking cards, which I would love. They're way out of my price budget. Some of these like Japan promos, which I've never seen, some of the championship cards, and then yeah, a lot more PSA 10 slab cards, and then some of the newer stuff. I mean, they've got heaps. We are inside Card Secret, arguably my favorite Pokemon store in Tokyo. This is located specifically in Ikebukuro, and they've got so many amazing cards. That Alakazam is one of my new favorites, and I just found out about it now. McDonald's promo Rockon, Shiny Suicune, whole bunch of the old school like sort of e-reader cards, as well as some of the vending machines. This is a really nice one that I want. I mean, it literally just comes down to money for me in terms of what I would buy. I mean, a lot of the vending machine series cards here. A whole lot of e-readers on the right hand side here, which are really nice. And then for the most part, they've got it organized in old back, 1996, 2001 e-readers. A lot of McDonald's promos down here, which are really cool. And then just around the corner from the main front they have here, they have the wow factor, which you come around the corner and they've got a whole bunch of PSA 10s of really nice and beautiful cards. And then beside that, you've got some insane looking cards, which I would love. They're way out of my price budget. Some of these like Japan promos, which I've never seen, some of the championship cards, and then yeah, a lot more PSA 10 slab cards, and then some of the newer stuff. I mean, they've got heaps. They also restock every single day, so if I come here on a Tuesday, then come back on Friday, they're going to have a lot of different and new cards, which is really nice. The staff are always really friendly, and they also actually have a couple of foreigners working here, which is good, because that way if you can't speak English, there's people that speak and understand English perfectly. And they've also got a lot more goods from World Championship events, plush toys, a whole bunch of mouse pads and stuff from different Pokemon events or Pokemon centers. So I could be in this card aisle all day, and I've actually been here for an hour already, and I've already come here so many times. So over here you can see card sleeves, mouse pads, jerseys, a whole bunch of accessories of course, but what I really like is this corner over here, which is packed out, literally packed out, with a whole bunch of different Pikachus from different events all over the world, and they've got them in a cabinet which you could just buy. You know, they are pricey. Like for example, the Idol Pikachu with the label on it, 20,000 yen. And then you've got the Rocker Pikachu as well. You've got the Fukuoka Limited Pikachu. So like if this is a matter of just you want to get the item, they've got heaps on variety here. Even the Wedding Pikachus, which is sold together I think as a set, which is nice. But there's so much here. I've had the pleasure to go to a lot of these events, so I have them myself. There's a few that I definitely don't have, but then you've got the corner of key rings and keychains and all types of different goods, either exclusive to certain pop-up events or like obviously the World Championship events like that. But there's heaps there, whole wall of card accessories, sleeves, which again were limited to different type of events. Then they've got like specifically World Championship stuff, which they have staff, they have Anaheim, they have Hawaii, they've got so much. And I love this store because number one, it's a great chill place. They have tables where you could sit down, you could play the games. If you just want to sit down and play on your phone, you could do that. They've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've never seen before in my life. They've got sealed, they've got PSA 10, they've got plush toys. The staff are really nice, and it's a really good location here in Ikebukuro. It's on the third floor, I believe. I'll show you when we get outside. And then of course bulk. So I think in terms of like the categories, this ticks every single box. And then even with price, even though it's like pretty dead center Tokyo, it's still really cheap. And I've gotten so many deals here. So now we're over by like the general plush toys, which you'll be able to find lots. And then yeah, the whole more collections of the World Championship stuff, including a competitor's backpack, which you can only get if you're competing. So it's pretty crazy to think that they have it here. And then right here, they've got a whole lot more Pikachu's promos, which these ones here especially, pretty crazy to see. I'm never going to be able to afford cards like that, and quite frankly, I wouldn't want to spend that much on one singular Pokemon card, but it is like a museum experience in a sense. You get to buy the cards you want, look at all the others. I really want these two. They're really nice. I picked up that Cloyster earlier today from a different store. So these are the two cards I just picked up, which are both the vending machine exclusives. I love the Hypno especially. This is it's a bit mid. I still like it, but I mean for $5 you can't go wrong. So very happy with the both of them. And then also the store we went to before, I picked up this Trafalgar Law, which is a promo to Japan from a book. It's selling for about like $70, $60 in Australia. So $9 is an absolute bargain. So the store we just came out of was Card Secret, which is the purple logo just there. Our next store is literally just up on the third floor, right above K-Books, which on level 2 you'll be able to find K-Pop Heaven. I think that's worth its own little video or section, because that is where I get all my photo cards, all of my plush toys and all the goods. But the third level is where we're going for Pokemon right now. So we've just walked into that store. The very first shelf has so many of the vending machine cards that I'm looking for. They've got the Mewtwo, they've got the Doduo, they've got the Marill, they've got the Articuno, they've got so many original holos. Oh my gosh, there's that Haunter still, which is haunting me. Gosh. You got the band Kazumi, which is Misty in Japanese. You've got the Mewtwo. Oh gosh, this is literally the first cabinet. I haven't even looked at the bottom half of the next cabinet. We've got like a weird looking Arceus, which I guess changed his type. We've got my brother's Charizard, must be nice. We've got the Pikachu like Ditto cards. This is another store which rotates. I think all the stores rotate very fast in terms of what they have and what's available. This is the Pokey Park Mudkip, which is really nice. I've got that card. I don't think it's worth that much. Maybe it is now because it's like a cute Misty card. Misty's a very expensive trainer. Turns out the cuter the girl in Japan, the more expensive the card is. Gosh, yeah, a lot has changed from the last time I was here. But right over here we've also got some of the like in-case cards, which are in a case, in a cabinet, locked away from any prying eyes. They've got a lot of the Gold Stars, Promo McDonald's, Holo Pikachu, this Golem, and Kairiki. Oh my gosh, these are all of them. These are all of them. Every one of those cards is on my list and probably never going to be in my pocket because they're... talk about crazy Pokemon cards. Man, great store. Great to do it. Very cute Celebi, still in the original packaging. So at the moment the main cards I'm chasing are McDonald's promos as well as the vending machine series. And this store actually has a few of both. Both out of my price range. But very cool to see nonetheless. So we've got a McDonald's Abra, McDonald's Natu, McDonald's Chin Chow. Wow, that one's one of my favorites. It's crazy expensive, so is that one. These are, a lot of these for some reason, e-reader cards in Japan are always first edition. So when the prices are a lot more than I think, it's probably because they're not regular, they're first edition versions. That's another one on my list. Oh my gosh, I'm finding all of them. I'm finding all of them and they're all taunting me. There it is again. I picked it up for 4,000 yen. And there's the Mewtwo. Chee! So this is, yeah, like within the same street you'll find two amazing stores. I frequent these quite often. So in the midst of all these cards that I really want to get, I'm walking away with a 80-cent Wheezing. Very nice. As I was recording that little skit, I decided that I saw just behind that, because I did that little skit, the Rhydon for $15 essentially, which looks, I don't know, he's had it. He's crossed his arms. So very nice pickup. I've got a whole bunch of the vending cards, so I'm really happy with that. So now we're in Mint playing card store in Ikebukuro, and yeah, a lot of really cool cards. This is like some celebratory Altaria. This Wishman's getting splashed on. I really like these McDonald's promos. They're all McDonald's. Oh my gosh, the whole line. Chikorita, Rokon, Gomazo, Upa, Meripu, except for those. That's a mad looking Houndour. So yeah, they've got like 15 different rows. Feels really premium, like nice floors, nice lighting, and then at the very front they've got a lot more other old school Pokemon cards for a lot cheaper of a price. So then they've got obviously Magic, One Piece, and so much more that I don't even recognize. But yeah, no, really nice store, Mint. And they've got a whole ton of PSA as well. Which I was really fascinated in this Charizard, PSA 10 for the clone Charizard. That's really cool. It's a promo from the movie, I believe. Yeah, 2019. Very nice. Ikebukuro is also filled with animal cafes, owl cafes, samoyed cafes, arcade buildings which are like 7 stories high. Lots of amazing restaurants with some of my favorite cafes and restaurants. I'm particularly feeling like sushi, and I'm gonna go to Kura Sushi, which is like budget sushi, but there's like games that you play along with it, and everything's like 150 yen. It's really good. And you also get a huge booth where you just sit down, chill out, and that's what I'm feeling like now. Try to organize some of my cards, so let's do it. Alrighty, so we got our little booth, and the first step is to add the green tea powder to our cup, and then use the self-serve tap inside your little table, as well as the iPad which we're going to order from. So this way you can be in your own isolation, don't have to call anyone over, and every time you order sushi, it's just off the tablet here. So it's going to ask us if we want to play Pick-up-It-On. Yes! Ooh, no. So basically, Ikebukuro is a game where every time you eat a plate and you put it into the slot, on the screen it shows like a little game, you win prizes. There's normally like One Piece stuff and there's all these different games. At the moment the promo is something I don't recognize, so I'm not going to go for it. So here we've got just a whole menu available with different sushi options: salmon, shrimp, shellfish, side menu. You can get chips, you can get chicken, you can get dessert, cheesecakes. I love this, having my own little booth. I'm going to organize my cards and order some sushi. So here we are in our own booth. We've got so many sushi options available. Everything here was generally like 150 yen, and I'm super hungry. I'm excited to crack into this. Let's do it. Dozo! Itadakimasu! Oh. I just won! I put a bunch of tables in and here drops my toy! Yatta! We got a little electrode, shiny electrode. Let's struggle and open it with one hand. Let's crack it like an egg. This is... I think I just got some Haiku tape dispenser. That's such a random toy. They're doing a collab with them at the moment, but I didn't expect that. But at least I won, because you have a chance to win. You're not guaranteed to win, so that's pretty cool. So it seems like the trend tonight is walking down some dark alleyway, then going up to like level 6 of a random ass building, then I walk in and it's actually massively... Oh my gosh. Is that a bit expensive? Gosh, I love that mark. Mark Grimer. I'm a... Ooh, butch. I've got that card, thankfully. This guy's hanging on for dear life. I find that the e-reader cards are hilarious. What is going on here? Is that his own reflection? This Mareep is really cute. Gomazo, I have that one already. This Gloom is... I love e-reader cards. They're my favorite type, and it's not just because of the cool border. I just think that the art style of that era was really, really unique, and they all looked silly and unique in their own way, and I want to collect as many of them as possible, but because they're old and because they're vintage, they're much more expensive than I can afford. But there are some cheap cards here, like 100 oh, that's one of the McDonald's promos. But it only comes in a holo, so therefore it's a lot rarer, a lot harder to find. This Snorlax is a really, really nice one. Pippi, Pukuri. Ooh, that's one of the ones I need as well. Gosh, like I'm giving myself an impossible list of cards which are just too expensive for me. Rainbow Muck, very nice. Not really, okay, just a random Natsu for no reason at all. And obviously I'm here for Pokemon, but they got Weiss Schwartz, which covers a lot of different animes. Obviously One Piece, which I am in the middle of looking for as well. Disney, Hololive, heaps of different collabs and animes and stuff like that. At home in Australia, I think I have about like 8 different binders dedicated to completely different, collections. I've got a Attack on Titan, Evangelion, I've got some JoJo's, I've got a whole bunch of One Piece. I've actually got 3 binders when it comes to One Piece. But my cards for One Piece, like, for example, Peach Momoko makes these artworks. I've got all of her artworks, and that was the main thing that got me into a collection, because her art style was really, really unique. But Chopper's my favorite Mugiwara Boishi, so I like to collect Chopper, Robin, and just a few of my favorite characters. I sort of gave up on the idea of getting all the full art, super secret rare cards, so now I just collect the cards I like. I got a feeling this is the cabinet with like the ridiculously priced Pikachus, which are all the super rare promos to certain events. Yeah, they got a few. It's nothing too crazy here. A lot of the trainers, a lot of Charizards. Wouldn't be a hobby without Charizard. Great Charizard. Okay, I got sidetracked and I found a import K-pop store, which is basically importing goods from Korea into Japan. And I found a little Esper section where they've got a whole bunch of the random Western House limited cards. So I'm going to pick up 2 of them and try our luck, because there's a bunch of photo cards you can get in here, which, again, normally exclusive to Korea, so this is a really cool discovery. Which, here we are at our next Pokemon card store. I am looking for the retro cards. From what I remember, this store was a little bit pricey, but they did have a decent variety of some of the older cards, which that is on the vending series list, as well as that one. The Tauros is, the Pidgeot is, that Pidgeot, and Oh my gosh, they're cheap as. And the Kara. Yeah, oh my gosh, is that a... Dude, there's a full hollow Slow King for 680 yen. And they've got the freaking king. Oh my goodness. And the... You know what? I take back everything I said about this store to say... Oh no! Dude, they got the guy as well. He's doing the chopper. He's like hiding behind the wall. And the Pippi. That's his name. His name is Pippi. I'm not joking. They even got the Graveler. Okay, you know what? This entire case, you know, they're basically just saying this is the old back, like the old backing of the Pocket Monsters. And yet, these are all the cards I'm after. This is a really, really funny one. This is, again, on my list. A lot of the Slow Kings are hilarious. And I like to collect them because they just look so goofy. That is also on the vending series list. Gosh, okay, so... We're definitely getting a few of these. All of them, I'm not too sure. So, for example, I picked this card up, this exact same card, for 800 yen. But then I've also seen, like, this card for, like, 3,000 yen. So it's like, sometimes I feel like you can't win with Pokemon. It's either you buy it for the price that you thought was good, then you go to a store and you find out that you overpaid. And then there's the case where it's the opposite, where you underpay and then you go back and you're like, oh, wow, I got it for a really good price. So... It's stressful, but I'm gonna spend a lot here. Oh no, they're playing the "We're Closing" song. Oh no, so you tell me I gotta make a rush decision? Ooh. I've never seen this Palkia card. I think the art style on that is super unique, as well as this white Kyurem. I mean, I'm going Pokemon card shopping like pretty much every single day in Japan, and yet there's still cards that impress me that I've never seen before, that I'm always discovering. It's a fun hobby, and you know, cards that I'm just discovering people have been after for a lifetime. But shopping in Japan feels like like a cheat sheet. I have an idea of the card I get and I find it that day. You know, in Australia I'm looking for it for months and months. Super easy here. One more store, din, 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 din. One more. Oh my gosh, never seen these three as a set before. Those are really cool. We got Kamex, we got Kaioru, Rekuza. These are crazy. Finally a Canary for a cheap price. Gosh, I'm sick of them being like 3,000 yen. I've already got a few, so I'm good on this turn, but and they've also got a whole bunch of little loose packs, which is where I got all the cards last time for 30 yen each. So I think the best thing about this store is that little corner there. Is this like a rainbow card? This is like decked out. I still really love this Snorlax. He looks like really fluffy. That's an aura card right there. That's really cool. So it's just turned 8 o'clock and half the stores are closed, and now half the stores are open until 9 p.m. So it's very scenic. This time of the night, there's always some type of anime pop up in front of the world's largest anime store, Animate, here in Ikebukuro. It is always a pleasure to stroll through, and thank goodness the rain has stopped because I was really sick of that. And good news is, right next to the Animate store, public toilets just behind this little spot here. Me being the urine king, I know where all the toilets are in Tokyo. And we've actually got some beautiful cherry blossoms right underneath Animate, the largest anime store. So it doesn't get more Japan than that. Anime, Sakura, now just need some matcha. I need matcha. So the name of the store we're looking for is Dragon, which it's not Dio Clinic, it's Doragon Suta. Let's go. Good thing I can read Japanese. Thank you. Alright, so this is a Pokemon store that I've never visited before, even though I've been to Ikebukuro probably 19,000 times. Now we're just going to find the Pokemans, which we've got a couple of the newer stuff. Watch after the Furui, the old. So I asked the guy in Japanese if he has any older school Pokemon. Then he said in English, "Get sent, you Australian idiot." No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He basically said they don't really have too much, and this is like as old as they go, because they've got 4 cases of Pokemon cards, but they're all like the newer stuff, which I'm all for all this new stuff. I like it. I'm just not going to collect it because, I mean, certain trainers, Kanari, certain Pokemon, like Konohazaru, what's his English name? Annihilate. There's some cool ones out there, but we're going to look for the One Piece instead with Luffy. I love Luffy. I need Luffy. Oh! Sometimes I get really confused with One Piece in terms of promos. So for example, this one here has a P on it, so it means promo. The one next to it is OP14, but that's also a promo. So why doesn't it just say P? But I'm going to get it, because that's a doozy looking. Alrighty, so we went through like the budget section, which was all in tubs, so you couldn't see half of these cards. So going off the prices, generally like $5 each. I have not seen a lot of these cards before, and if I have, the prices have not been this cheap before. So since they were all in a tub, I thought I'd take the most of the opportunity and get all the ones that I liked. I think a lot of these are like promos, even though they don't say P on the very bottom. But regardless if they are or aren't, I think these cards are extremely cool, and I don't have any of these. Especially this Zoro here. I've got no idea where this is from. But this for like $4 is crazy. And then this is the card that started it all. This is the one I wanted, and then we walked away with everything here. So a really cool collection here. But yeah, I'm spending a lot more than I initially thought. And then this Nami is very popular because it's got a quote Gengar in the background there. So I think in like Australia English is like $60, $70, maybe even more. So I think like $10 for that is fantastic. I didn't have this, so big win. Okay, I slipped, believe it or not. I slipped, fell backwards, and landed right in front of a new cabinet. Now, these cards on the side here with the big eyes, these are all exclusives to the One Piece base shop in Tokyo, and it's impossible, literally impossible, for foreigners to get in. There's not actually a process to apply for tickets. They literally said to me in person, it's exclusive to Japanese members. So since I can't get in, I might as well just buy the cards. And these are the cheapest I've seen them. So 1,000 yen, 2,000 yen for NL, but then 2,000 for Chopper. I might pick up those. The Perona there is really cute. And I love this Sanji card, aka this Nami. But $450 is impossible and never going to happen. But at least I can dream. But they've got so much here, and honestly, like every single day, I never know what I'm going to end up with. Whether it's going to be a whole lot of Pokemon, One Piece, a little bit of everything. This as well is a really cute Nami card. To my understanding, that was exclusive to the playmat in China, or maybe it was just like a playmat like box. And then yeah, this smoker is freaking awesome as well. But yeah, like when it comes to One Piece cards, a lot of the really cool ones are really expensive, so I stay away from them most of the time unless they're like the really discounted cards, which as you saw just before I picked up. Because to be honest, generally speaking, I'd prefer quality over quantity, but there's a lot of cards that I like here that are cheap, so I'd rather get a handful of cards for, let's just say, you know, $60 than one card for $80. And then yeah, this I picked up earlier for like less than 1,000 yen, and now we're here, it's 2,500. So that's a case of we did really well, and we got a good price. And then there's a few other cards I'm like, oh, I paid more than that elsewhere. And then they've got the Don. What the heck is this? What? 4 Eve-grown boys? I have no idea what that is. So this is the video I rewatch when I'm back in Australia. I'm like, man, I wish I bought that. What was I doing? To be honest, I think there's more of a case of people regretting purchasing something than saying, oh, I wish I didn't buy that. I think generally speaking, more of the time, people are like, I wish I bought that. Oh, dude, the Sanji promo as well. I've already got one, but I like to keep one card on me and then one card in the binder, because it's a really funny card to just emote with, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna make a decision on this cabinet, because this is really nice. This song unfortunately means the store is closing very soon. Thank you for shopping, and have a great day. We got them. We actually got them. I'm so happy. This is a big win. So we're in book off at the moment, which is closed till 10, so we're actually still looking for cards. It's literally, yeah, it's, oh no, it's 9:12 of all times, and they're still open. There's still heaps of cards to be found. I'm currently looking at the discount section because I am a cheapskate, as my mum calls it. But a lot of really cool cards here. I think generally speaking, book off, because it's an actual proper business with locations all around, they're a little bit more aware of their prices, so you can still get bargains, but I don't think anything's going to be like crazy like, oh my gosh, like this is worth $80 more. I don't think there's going to be any of that. And more so, they primarily collect a lot more of the newer cards. Like there's not too much, like that's pretty much the original cards. But there's still some nice stuff, and especially being open till 10 p.m, great place to just do a little bit of browsing before you leave. So book off is primarily everything that you're looking at here, where it's like 19 rows, plush toys, can badges, figures, and everything else like that. So in terms of variety, to look at Pokemon cards and look at a little bit of plush toys and everything else like that, it really is nice. And again, being open till 10, great way to end your day. So we've just spent the evening in Ikebukuro shopping around all my favorite places, and there's still some cards shops that I didn't get to because it's now almost 10 p.m. and I just spent so much time in each stall going through. The turnover with these stores is so fast that if you go on one day, 3 days later, they're gonna have different cards, different stocks. So it's good to make friends with the owners. They'll keep you in mind, say hello, maybe give them a little gift, may take better care of you. But I've had a lot of fun. Got a lot of crazy cards, which I'm really excited to show off all together. And it's just so fun and a pleasure to be in Ikebukuro and to have a list of cards, then just go get them all smashed out. So there's still so much more to do in Ikebukuro. Sunshine City is the biggest mall with the Pokemon Center, Kittyland, the world's largest gacha section. We might do a separate video there, but Ikebukuro Pokemon cards has been a blast. We'll show you the haul. So these are all the cards that we picked up just today in one piece, which I went in for Pokemon. I saw some crazy deals, I saw some crazy prices, and I decided to treat myself. So very happy with the One Piece cards. Now time for Pokemon. And here are our Pokemon cards, literally just today. So very happy to report I've got a lot of the vending machine series. Personal favorite, maybe the Hypno. I really like this Tauros. I like the Kamonegi. This McDonald's promo's hilarious. Really cute cards here. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like 3 piles. So we've done a lot of card collecting, but it's really fun in Japan, and it's so much cheaper than Australia. So very happy. Now we have our Western House Esper packs. So I believe like Pokemon packs, we're going to do 2 to the front. So here we go, 2 to the front. Here we go. We got the Winter. This is the most sought after card. And then we got the Ning. Oh my gosh, that Winter has made it all. That was like God pack level Pokemon. Here we go, next pack. There's a big boost pack experience. Let's do 2 to the back. Here we go, and we got Karina, and another. We got Giselle. Is that first one Giselle and I'm cooked? No, it's Nini. So we got one of each member. That's amazing. Oh, this is perfect. This is fantastic. Very happy with these.